Good morning, everybody. There she is. Maybe she'll come back over here. Um, I decided to do a morning session just because I was up and feeling like reading to you today. So the book that I chose is After the Fall, and it's a really fun take on the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. But this is about how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. And I love what it says on the back. Life begins when you get back up. One of my favorites. Here we go. It's by Dan Santat. And I really, really love these pictures. So pay attention. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Kings County Hospital. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city. But I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying. All right, my friends, habits of character. If you don't give up and you keep trying, what is that called? If you said perseverance, you're right. You guys are so smart. Until I got it just right. Oh, hello. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Now look at his face. There's only a few words on the page, but this tells me something. He's definitely feeling some things. What do you think he's feeling? Terrified? Scared? Worried? All of those things would be correct. They always do. I love the angle of this picture. So this is the top of the wall, and then this is where his paper airplane is going, and this is him looking at it. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Wow, he made it to the top. He didn't think he could, but he did. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who is famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. Something's happening here, guys. And learned how to fly. It's times like these where I wish I was in my classroom so that I could hear everybody's gasps and see how excited your faces are, because this is the best part of the story. Humpty Dumpty becomes a bird, and that's probably why he loved being up there so high. Wow, what a great story. This is one of my favorites of all time. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed our story today, and remember that if you show some perseverance, you can do anything. And sometimes we have fears about things, and if we just keep trying and if we just take it little steps at a time, that maybe we can one day overcome those fears. So, all right, thanks, guys. And Ruby says, oops, wrong way. Ruby, say bye. Thanks for joining us today.